Good morning. Unless you're a Cowboys fan. But it is time to skip the BS. Time for Undisputed. Time for you to fire off your opinions to us at #UndisputedLive. Time for me to start the show by firing off this opinion about those Philadelphia Eagles. I will get to my guys, Michael Irvin and Keyshawn Johnson, in just a moment, and to Richard Sherman at 10 a.m. Eastern. But first up, I'm going to unleash about those Eagles who have just played the luckiest 4 games in NFL history. 4 straight times they have trailed at halftime by 7 at Washington, by 3 at home to my Cowboys, Michael's Cowboys, by 10 last Monday night in Kansas City, and yesterday by 10 at half at home to Buffalo. And 4 straight times they won while getting badly outgained by all 4 opponents. In these last 4, the Eagles have been outgained by an average of 430 yards to just 321 for Jalen Hurts' offense. What? Yesterday, Buffalo outgained the Eagles 505 yards to 378. And they lost because Josh Allen missed a wide-open Gabe Davis for the winning touchdown in overtime. Last Monday night, the Chiefs literally handed the game to the Eagles by dropping 6 big passes, including, of course, the game winner at the goal line by Valdez-Scantling. I said before the season that the Eagles' defense is torchable. It's now 20th in points allowed. I said the Cowboys would be better than the Eagles. In just the 4th quarter in Philly, Dak Prescott threw for 173 yards to Jalen Hurts 3 yards in that 4th quarter. But Dak, of course, barely stepped out of bounds on the 2-point try, and Luke Schoonmaker's knee came down an inch short of the goal line on 4th down, and the Eagles did prevail 28-23. Why, Eagles, why are you so lucky? But that luck is about to run out. The Eagles are about to lose at home to San Francisco, then at Dallas, and the Cowboys and the Eagles will be tied at 10-3. Book it! But for now, I give it up to Jalen Hurts for pulling out 4 straight win yesterday, 37-34 in overtime in the game of the year so far in the NFL. Okay, now that I got that off my chest, it is time for Michael. It is time for Keyshawn. Michael, please, you first, your thoughts on Bills Eagles.
First of all, I thought Josh Allen was superhuman yesterday when I watched him play. I mean, he did everything he needed to do to try to lift this team and win that football game. And you're right, Skip, they missed that play, over in overtime on that 0 blitz.
Yep.
But I'm going to just say, guys, when I get overwhelmed, feeling stressed, or even feel a little tidbit depressed, I either got to go to sleep or go and work out in the gym. It's all that happens. I got to get it off of me.
I know that feeling.
I have to go to sleep or go to the gym.
Yeah.
I watched that Eagles game. And then I got up right after the game and went right to the gym.
Good for you.
Because I'm going to tell you something. I said to myself, wow, I saw what it would take to beat that team. It's going to take something real serious to beat that team. And I'm not talking about a physical skill set. I'm not talking about how fast you can run. I'm talking about a deep down unity in a team and an individual to conquer that team. What Jalen Hurts has done with this team, you mentioned it, Skip, they've been down. They've been down trailing at halftime. One of those games, they come back and win. When I watched that big boy, 400 pounds running across that field, going after Josh Allen. That's 400 pounds. That wasn't nothing wrong with him when he hit the ground, except he's exhausted his tank. Yeah. It was the theory and the thought that I tried to give to our team. I remember walking into that team when we were playing the 49ers for the first time. You had to have the mentality in that championship game because they were the favorites. You had to have the mentality, death before defeat. I walked around saying, death before defeat. We're willing to leave it all on this field before we leave here losers. And I saw that in the Philadelphia Eagles. They're willing to leave it all on this field before they walk out losers. It's going to take something to beat that team. I must give them credit. It depressed me to see that. It depressed me. That's how well they played. The number 2 stepped up when the number 1, A.J. Brown, couldn't get played. Devontae Smith stepped right up and made the play that they need to make to win the game. He always steps up and makes the play. It's not like, okay, that's the first time he did it. He does it all the time. I told you, this is a special unit. I saw it years ago when I saw them coming together. Leadership is not something that we give enough attention to and enough credit to. The way Jalen Hurts handles himself in those situations make me calm. I found myself feeling jealousy because that's what I want to feel in Cowboys game. Even when they're down 10 or down 14, we're good. We're good. We got that guy right there. We're not going to lose. And that's what Philadelphia had a chance. And that's what they felt like. And that's what I felt like watching the game. Even though Buffalo they were dominating the football game. I kept saying, well, they got that fella right there. They won't lose. And that's exactly what happened, Key. I'm telling you, Key, when you see a team like that, it's going to take something to break it. This team is the team that lost in the Super Bowl and now back-to-back 10-1 starts. We had an argument yesterday on my other show, which one was more impressive. Everybody wanted to say last year they were more impressive because they were talking about the technicality of it. Oh, Jalen Hurts was much more accurate this year. And they had a much more powerful run game. Are you joking? They have played 11 Super Bowls. Every team they play is like this team. It's like that is that team's Super Bowl. So they played 11 Super Bowls and came out 10-1. Are you joking? That's leadership. That's quality play from the quarterback position. I find it so impressive that I was depressed. It's the way I got to say.
So the Eagles have completely won you over.
What they did won me over. They could never win me over. But what I see in their man won me over. And I saw what it's going to have to take in the Dallas Cowboys to beat it. You saw what I like to call Herculean effort from the quarterback, Josh Allen. Dak Prescott will have to match that. But we talk about the Eagles right now. But I'm just saying, that's what, yeah, that was a tough one.
You're talking about the Eagles, but you also mentioned the Cowboys in there.
That was a tough one.
In terms of your opening, what would I call it, monologue skill?
Yeah,
is that
rant.
Rant,
Yeah.
I dare you call him lucky.
Lucky.
You can't do that.
Lucky. Lucky.
I can't believe
Skip, you can't do that. They're 10-1. They lost one game on the year, despite them having to come back in the second half of 4 straight games. It's called halftime adjustments. It's called what Michael just said about Jordan Davis, getting your butt in gear to go chase a guy down. Even though you didn't get him on the ground, you forced him to go out of bounds. You didn't allow him to turn the corner until the other defenders got there. You got to look at this situation.
You let every one of them other players see if this big 400-pound dude is running like this, you better get your butt running. That's what that was. That's why I just dropped my head. Oh, God. That's what that says. That was impressive.
It's 11 guys trying to go to the all hats at the ball at all times. As long as I can see people in a pursuit drill, you know they with me. That's championship-type football, okay? Yes, they may have been down, and Buffalo may have won the statistical battle of the game. But when it counted most, the Philadelphia Eagles delivered on both sides of the ball. Whether it was the interception by Bradbury, I think it was Bradbury, right? Okay. Whether it was the interception by Bradbury realizing, hey, Diggs is in the slot. They're getting ready to run the same play that they ran earlier in the game. I see it. I'm falling off of my guy, and I'm going to get that ball. That's championship
coverage. That was
football.
Yeah.
Understanding what the recognition and understanding what the formation is and what they do in empty. That's smart football. Okay, that was delivered. Or whether it's Jalen Hurts scrambling and delivering the football down the field. I don't want to screw his name up. Give it to me, Ski.
Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus.
It was the throw of the day.
It was
That's
championship football.
It was a championship.
Getting my team tied, getting them into overtime, getting the win. Now, all of a sudden, I got my center pulling in overtime, a center pulling, smacking the guy off the edge while my quarterback takes the football directly and walks into the end zone. Now I'm going to flip this to the Dallas Cowboys. If the Dallas Cowboys quarterback engineered drives like Jalen Hurts, we wouldn't be having this conversation all the time. But Jalen Hurts is continuing to show everybody why he is going to be in the MVP conversation to the end of the game. Michael talked about on his other show how people said last year was more impressive. Well, not to mention, both coordinators are gone. These are two new coordinators, both on the defense.
I didn't even come up with that, Skip. You keep going a little deeper. That's
defense and offensive side of the ball.
Right.
On top of this Swift guy that everybody is like, well, where is he at? What is he doing? When he needed big runs, guess what? He got the big runs. No one's asking him to rush for 1,500 yards. What we're asking him to do is move the chains and stay positive and not go backwards. So when you look at all of what they were able to do against a Buffalo team, that's going to be in a dogfight because they still trying to win their division.
Now they're 6-6.
They're still trying to win their division.
Okay.
They still got to play Miami. They still got to play the Jets. I mean, there's certain teams.
I'm not sure they're going to make the playoffs.
I don't know. I don't know if they make they're not giving up on making the playoffs. Obviously, they want to win their division, and that's within grasp. The reason I say this is because you talk to me so much, Skip, about this schedule that the Philadelphia Eagles, this gauntlet they had to go through. Yeah. Well, when I looked at it, I just looked at it a minute ago. Where is it at? What did I do with this here deal? I looked at it.
You need to know.
And I said it to myself. I just had to look at it. I said, wait a minute. They beat Miami. They beat Washington. They beat the Cowboys. They beat Kansas City. They beat Buffalo. Everybody except Washington is over 500 teams, and they're answering the bell. Now San Francisco comes into Philadelphia, and you want to say that the San Francisco 49ers are a guaranteed victory. As you like to say, I'll take a dinner on that. And then
you will?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, really?
100%.
I got San Francisco?
Yeah, you can take them.
Points?
They're going to take them straight up.
Thank you.
We can go straight
they are San Francisco favored at Philadelphia.
That's fine. They may be favored. Philadelphia is 10-1. Okay? So when you look at that, then they come to the Cowboys, and then from there, they got the Giants. They got Seattle, the Giants, Arizona, the Giants. And you think y'all going to win the division based on these next two games, San Francisco and the Dallas Cowboys. Come on, Skip.
I thought we would win the division because they would lose at Kansas City and they would lose at home to Buffalo. And by the skin of their teeth, they survived both games.
You survived the Chargers by the skin of your teeth.
Stop it. We
There's
won
no
that game
stop.
Convincingly.
You won by 3 points, man. Stop it.
All right. Let's run through all the ways that the Eagles lucked out. And by the way, that all-time Hall of Fame center, he false started twice on their final drive.
He barely moved.
Okay, well, he false started.
Oh, God, stop.
And they still.
All right, let's run back through what really happened in this game. Let's look at I think we have the James Cook drop early in this game. This is a touchdown. It's going to be 7-0 Buffalo. Do we have this? James Cook. It's a little pass up the sideline. Here we go. James Cook.
And go.
And go. Maybe not.
Or maybe not.
No James Cook?
No, it doesn't look like they teed it up just yet, Skip.
All right. I thought we had it, but we don't. All right. Okay, let's hang on 1 second. We got it. It's loading.
But I understand what you're saying, though, Skip, about dropping the ball.
We don't have any video.
But that's no reason to say that that's why the Philadelphia Eagles
I'm just showing you all the ways. I'm going to show you all the ways where a drop pass. James Cook's got a touchdown right in his hands. It was a sweet throw by Josh, and he just dropped it. It was pouring rain. I give you that, pouring rain. Then there's a play late in the first half with 1:34 left. It's 2nd and goal at the Eagles 3-yard line. And Josh drops back, and he does get sacked and yanked down, but it's a horse collar, and it's out of the pocket, and it was a clear it was an outrageous horse collar. But as he goes down, he tries to fling it. It looked like more of a fumble to me. Josh was calling for a fumble because they recovered it about 4 yards up from where he went down. And instead, they call intentional grounding, and Gabe Davis is right there. Gabe Davis is right there. I mean, he's like, you could hand it to him. And I'm like, intentional grounding?
They didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
So not only is there there's no horse collar, but they get a penalty for intentional grounding and loss of down. And it costs them because they get the field goal blocked. So they come away with 0 points. My God. Yeah. But not if there's a receiver there. There's Gabe Davis
no receiver nowhere near there.
He's right there. He's just standing there. It was clear as a bell, and it was the all-time turnaround screw job because he deserved a 15-yard penalty, or it would have been obviously 1st and goal. Here we go. Here it is at the goal line. Okay, he gets pulled down by the back of his shoulder
about that
pads.
jersey.
Yeah, it's front and back, but
Right.
it's front, and he's got a hand. That's a sling down horse
But
collar.
that's not
That's
a horse collar.
sling down
A horse collar is yanking down.
Oh, did he not yank him? He yanked him down.
Oh, God,
That's as
Skip.
outrageous an uncalled horse collar as I've ever seen.
Okay.
And you call pass interference on it? I mean, intentional grounding on it? Are you kidding me? I'm lost because that cost them. They could have gone up. They could have just put this game away right there, and obviously they did not.
Boy, that dude be coming.
He was coming. I got that. All right, then Josh Allen, obviously in the fourth quarter, he leads the NFL in turnovers.
Really?
And yes, he does. He leads the NFL in turnovers. We know that. He did throw the Eagles one, and it was a crucial one early in the fourth quarter, and they immediately, to Jalen's credit, they cashed it. And all of a sudden, Jalen throws the pass to Zacchaeus, which I don't know if we showed it yet, but this is the throw of the day, as we said, to the back of the end zone. This is vintage Jalen Hurts. This is why I said the moment they drafted him in the second round, I said the Eagles just stole Jalen Hurts. This is playmaking of the highest order. That's Micah Hyde he threw it over, and Micah Hyde doesn't give up plays like that. I'm sorry. He's one of the
Look at that poise, man. Look at the relaxation, the poise, the no panic.
It's just easy.
95% of the quarterbacks in the league would have got swooped and ran out of bounds.
Totally agree.
And that's all we're talking about right here. We
All
can
right.
talk numbers all day, but that right there.
Okay, that's it. That's
That play.
I can't argue with that. And I said
That play.
I immediately tweeted when they drafted Jalen Hurts, he will change life in Philadelphia, and immediately he will be better than Carson Wentz, and he has been.
Yes.
Okay, now let's go to the play in overtime. This is 3rd and 6 from the Philadelphia 22-yard line. This is Josh Allen missing Gabe Davis. We can argue all day and all night about whose fault it was. I think it was Josh's fault. I think he just lost touch because the blitz is right in his face. It's all coming. Zero blitz. Everybody's coming. I got to get rid of this ball. And I think he just momentarily forgot what the route was because Gabe Davis is running a corner and he threw it to the post. He is wide open. If you're on the same page, if Josh Allen's mind is working correctly, as Jalen's always is, this game is over because that's gonna end the game. Okay, you guys thoughts on
okay, good. Because now let's work backwards a bit. Because right here on this play, I think Gabe should have. I put this on Gabe, and I know it's a choice route, but Key,
I'm not sure it's a choice route.
Right.
Is that deep of a route a choice route?
They talked about it was a choice route. They said they may have even they talked about it. I'm talking about Josh, and he just guessed wrong. But I'm a receiver. Right now, when Gabe gets to that DB, he's even with that DB. Now, listen. That means I'm already beating him. Key, when you're even with the guy and he's facing you and you're running, you already beat him. He has to flip his hips. There was no need for Gabe to go to the corner to get any more separation. The separation was already there. And he has to understand, zero blitz, that the quarterback only has so much time. You at this play, you go to that I get to the DB and I look up in the air. I don't want to turn to the post. I want to look right up in the air because I know he has to get rid of the ball and he has to throw it up in the air. I put that on the receiver more than the quarterback. But let me tell you this whole thing. What we're talking about is this play and the play that Jalen Hurts made. All we're talking about is the guy that makes the play in the crucial moment.
Yes.
And somehow the guy that doesn't come up with that play in the crucial moment.
Yes, that is correct.
Every time Jalen Hurts falls under the category of the guy that makes that play in the crucial moment.
Yes.
That's why they have these incredible numbers. And right now, that's the most important thing. That's the thing that made me want to go to sleep or go get in the gym because that's an incredible thing to have, and that's what you need. And that's what every team is looking for.
Yes.
You could talk. And yesterday, Patrick Mahomes, he's that guy. He made the play. Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts are on a level by themselves.
And Lamar Jackson's right there with them as well. I think when you look at this, though, Skip, regardless to whose fault it was in running the route. I've had that same route where blitz zero came and I ran a high corner, but my quarterback had enough time to realize he's heavy inside to put it up high enough. I don't think Josh had enough time. The guy was sitting heavy inside of him, so if he'd have tried to cross his face, he would have probably got tied up. I don't know what their blitz zero
you
concept
just go up the field. Just go up the field.
Is it a straight up the field deal? Is it a corner? Or whatever the case is.
Just go up the
That's
field.
not the reason they lost the game. The reason they lost the game is because, like Michael just said, the quarterback on the other side makes plays. And we talk about Skip, the throw to Zacchaeus.
Yeah.
We talk about that throw. But there's other things that Jalen did in the game.
Sure,
Talk
he
about the
does.
throw. Talk about the throw to A.J. Brown when he's flushed and scrambling. Touchdown. Okay, he was patient there. Talk about when he decided to run the football, not the touchdown, but pick up crucial yards in situations when everybody was still trying to figure out was something wrong with his knee, and it wasn't. And if it was, guess what? That adrenaline kicked in at the right time and moment for him to pick up crucial yards. When you talk about DeAndre Swift getting the football in his hands and picking up crucial yards, that is what's key. Not that A.J. Brown got the ball knocked out of his hands and it was so close it should have been a fumble. None of that sort of stuff. I'm talking about the quarterback.
By the way, Michael,
that was a fumble. That was a
Really?
fumble.
I don't think it was a fumble at all.
I believe
You lucked out again.
Now there's the luck.
I don't believe that's a fumble. I don't believe that's a fumble. He only took 2 steps.
He
only took 2 steps. You got to take 3. And you got to make a football move, Michael. You know that. No, he didn't make the 3rd. If he made the 3rd and he put the 3rd down, I give it to you. He never. No, it was a bang play. I understand you want it to be a fumble. It'll work out well for Skip's reasoning that the Cowboys are going to win the division. It didn't happen that way. And the only thing I'm saying is when you got Jordan Davis playing the way he's playing.
I'm not going to sit here and take that, Key. I've given Philly their due here. For you to come at me and say, I see this with my heart when I have given them the proper due here today is incorrect. I'm seeing this with my head and my eyes. I see what I see. I saw a 1-2 and a step up. If I had cheated them all day, I would be with you on this. But I'm giving them their love, so I cannot
He is certainly in the Hall of Fame, Skip. There's no question about it. And he's got 3 Super Bowl rings. No question about it. But at the same time, he is going with his heart and not his damn brain.
All right.
He had to move up. It was 1 step up. I thought it was 1 step up.
Okay, just for the record, I'm with you. I immediately tweeted incomplete, so I'm not
right.
not
I thought it was a
2020 hindsight hypocrite here.
I saw it was a fumble.
But in the end, the Eagles are Jalen Hurts. He's everything to them because their defense, I repeat, ranks 20th in points allowed and 22nd in allowing 3rd down conversion.
Stops when they need it. Stops when they need it, though. It stops when they need it. Regardless. If they bend, they don't break in crucial situations, in moments. The guys that need to pin their ears back, go get the quarterback. That's all I'm saying.
I
don't care. Look, man, let me tell you something, Skip. Even in basketball, as you know, basketball games is won and lost in the late 4th quarter, man. Nobody care about the first 3 quarters. Care about the late 4th quarter. That's when they won.
Valdez-Scantling.
That's not their fault.
Gabe Davis.
That's not their fault. That's not their fault.
All right, enough of that for the moment. We'll get back to that in just a moment. But up next, why the Ravens are the NFL's best team, at least in my opinion. That's next. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.